are going to see how the elements are classified into a periodic table. Everyone can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. So in this chapter, we are going to see how the elements are classified. What were the all the scientists have contributed to classify these elements. Okay. Now, first of all, we'll see what are the types of elements. So, what are the types of elements? That is, elements are classified as metals, non-metals, and metalloids. Right. Now, what is the difference between the molecules of elements and that of compounds? So, the basic difference between the molecules of elements and compounds is that in the molecules of element, only single entity is present. Okay, only single entity is present. For example, if I take hydrogen element or H2 gas, if I take, so for me H2 is a element. Why? Because it consists of a single hydrogen element in it. So I cannot say that H2 is a compound, but H2 is a element. Okay. Next, what is the difference between the molecules of compounds? So what is the difference between the molecules of compounds? In the molecules of compounds, there are two or more types of elements. For example, if I say water, so what is the formula for water? It is H2O, right? So in H2O, there are two types of elements, that is hydrogen and oxygen. So I can say that H2O is a compound and it is not a element. Okay, but if I take H2, then it is a element. So this is a basic difference between the molecules of elements and the molecules of compounds. Now we'll start with the chapter. Classification of elements. We have learned in the previous standards that all the atoms of elements are of only one type. Today, 118 elements are known to the scientific world. However, around the year 1800, only about 30 elements were known. So, in the year of 1800, only 30 elements were known. But today, uh, in our scientific world, 118 elements are present, or we know 118 elements. More number of elements were discovered in the course time. More and more information about the properties of these elements was gathered. Now, why there was a need of classification of elements? So that we can separate the elements on the basis of their similar chemical and physical properties, which will make us easy to know which elements belong to which group, or will know which elements have similar properties or some different properties. Okay, so that's why to know the elements in a clear way, they were classified on the basis of similar chemical or physical properties. You know that in the initial classification, elements were classified into groups of metals and non-metals. We know that in our periodic table, there are metals and non-metals. On left hand side, metals are present, and on right hand side, non-metals are present. Later on, another classes of elements, metalloids, was noticed. Now, what is the meaning of metalloids? Metalloids means it consists of properties of both metals and non-metals, or the properties are the intermediate of metals and non-metals. As the knowledge about elements and their properties went on increasing, different scientists started trying out different methods of classification. So many more scientists came forward to do the classification of the elements. So the very first scientist was scientist, or the pattern was Dobie Reiner's traits. Now, what is the meaning of traits? It is nothing but a group of three. So the elements were separated or were gathered in the group of three. In the year 1817, a German scientist, Dobie Reiner, suggested that the properties of elements are related to their atomic masses. What he said, that the properties we can associate with the atomic masses of the element. He made groups of three elements each. What he have done? He made the groups of three elements each having similar chemical properties. On the basis of similar chemical properties, he grouped the elements in the batch of three and called them traits. He arranged the three elements in a trade in an increasing order of their atomic masses. In the increasing order of their atomic masses, the elements were classified or were arranged, and showed that the atomic mass of the middle element was approximately equal to the mean of atomic masses. Now, what is the meaning of mean? Mean means average. So simply what he told, ki the atomic mass of a middle element was the average of first and third element. For example, he has given here, if I take lithium, sodium and potassium. Lithium, sodium and potassium. So for lithium, atomic mass is 6.9. For potassium, it is 39.1. So what he have done, he have taken the average of atomic mass for lithium and atomic mass for potassium. He added them and he divided it by 2. So he got the average, that is 23.0, which was the atomic mass of sodium. Okay, so what he have done, he arranged the elements, or he grouped the elements into three, and he has taken the average mass of first and third element so that he can find out the atomic mass of an element which is placed in the middle of the series. In the similar way, he taken calcium, strontium and barium. Okay, so calcium, the atomic weight was 40, and barium, the atomic mass was 137.3. He taken the average and he got 88.7, which was approximately correct a weight of strontium. In the similar way, he carried out for chlorine, bromine, and iodine. So this is all about the Dobie-Reiner's trade. So what is the Dobie-Reiner trade basically? What he have suggested, key the properties of elements are associated with the atomic masses. He arranged the elements in the group of three. He has taken the average mass of first and third element, which was the calculated mass was atomic mass for the second element. Okay. Now, can you tell me ki these three groups follows the Dobie-Reiner's trade or not? So everyone, please try to solve this traits in your book. Please solve these traits and tell me which follows the Dobie-Reiner traits and which do not follow the Dobie-Reiner trait. What you have to do, you have to take the average of first and third element. Okay, so please do it and tell me. You have to take the mass of magnesium, you have to add the mass of strontium, and you have to divide it by 2. Does it follow the trade?
No.
No, it do not follows the trade, right?
Yes.
Hmm. Okay. For second one, sulfur, cerium, and tellurium.
No.
It follows the trend. Sulfur, tellurium, it follows the trend. You can check it. What about third one? Beryllium, magnesium, and calcium.
Yes.
Yes, it follows the trend, right?
Right.
So this was all about the Dobie-Reynolds trade. So everyone got this?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, okay. Now next is Newland's law of octaves. Now this was the another scientist who contributed his knowledge for the classification of uh, elements. Now, the English scientist John Newlands correlated the atomic masses of elements to the properties in a different way. Now, law of octaves means what? Group of 8. Octaves means group of 8. Okay. Now, in the year 1866, Newlands arranged the elements known at that time in an increasing order of atomic masses. He also grouped the elements into 8 in the increasing order of their atomic masses. It started with the lightest element, hydrogen, and ended with the thorium. He found that every 8 element had the properties similar to that of first. Means what? From hydrogen to thorium, हाँ. So, what you have observed key from first element to eighth element, the properties of first element and the eighth element were same. Okay, so that's why it is known as law of octaves, because 8 elements were there or were arranged in an increasing atomic number or masses so that they can know the trend. Okay, now he found that, okay, for example, sodium is the eighth element from lithium. Okay, so if you see in this table, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and sodium. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So lithium is the first element and sodium is the eighth element. So what they have told, the properties of lithium and sodium are same. Okay, we know that lithium and sodium are metals, right? So law of octaves, what was law of octaves? That he told that the first element and the eighth element will have same properties. Okay, also magnesium shows similarity to beryllium and chlorine shows similarity to fluorine. Okay, so chlorine. So fluorine shows similarity with chlorine. So fluorine, then sodium. So from fluorine 1, sodium 2, magnesium 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we know that fluorine and chlorine, it belongs to a same halogen family. So they will have same properties. Okay. So what was law of octaves? That the atomic properties of first element and properties of eighth element were same. That was the observation made by Newlands. Newlands compared this similarity with the octaves in music. He called the similarity observed in the eighth and the first element as a law of octaves. So basically, what is law of octaves? The similarity between the properties of first element and eighth element. Okay. Now, what were the limitations for these Newlands octave? Many limitations were found in Newlands octaves. This law was found to be applicable only up to calcium. So, the question can come, key law of octaves was applicable only to dash element. So, which element? Till which element law of octaves was applicable? Till calcium only. Newlands treated all the known elements in a table of 7 by 8, that is 56 elements in the table. For example, cobalt and nickel, cerium and lanthanum. Moreover, he placed some elements with different properties under the same note in the octave. For example, Newlands placed the elements cobalt and nickel under the note Do along with halogens, while Fe having similarity with cobalt and nickel away from them along with the non-metals oxygen and sulfur under the note Ti. So what was the disadvantage? That the elements which were having similarity with other elements, it was not matching. The elements which were having similar properties were under some separate title, and the elements which are having same properties were under some separate title. So if I say ki cobalt and nickel is metal and iron is also metal, but iron was not in the group of cobalt and nickel. So here the Newland octaves law was failed. Also Newland's octaves did not have provision to accommodate the newly discovered elements. So there was no space for the elements which were not discovered yet. Okay. The properties of the new elements discovered later on did not fit in the Newland's law of octaves. So it was not possible to place the newly obtained elements in this Newland's law of octaves. Okay, so what was Dobie-Reiner state? It was the group of 3, and what he have done, he has taken the average of first and third element atomic mass. He has taken the average of atomic mass of first and third element. Okay. Next, what was Newland's law of octaves? That the properties of first element and the eighth element were same, but it was applicable only till the calcium element. Further, it was not applicable. Okay, and also there was no space to accommodate the newly discovered elements. Got it? Now, Mendeleev's periodic table. The Russian scientist Dmitry Mendeleev developed the periodic table of elements during the period 1869 to 1872 AD. Mendeleev's periodic table is the most important step in the classification of elements. Mendeleev's are considered the fundamental property. Now, what is the fundamental property? Basic or main property. The meaning for the word fundamental is basic or main of elements, namely the atomic mass at standard, and arranged the 63 elements known at that time in an increasing order of the atomic masses. So, like other scientists, Mendeleev also arranged the elements in the increasing order of their atomic masses. Okay. Then he transformed this into the periodic table of elements in accordance with physical and chemical properties of these elements. Then, on the basis of their physical and chemical properties, he arranged that elements. Mendeleev organized the periodic table on the basis of the chemical and physical properties of elements. These were molecular formulae of hydrides and oxides of the elements, melting point, boiling point, and densities of the elements and their hydrides and oxides. Now, oxides means what? For example, MgO. So, it is magnesium oxide. So, one element which is combined with oxygen. So, it will form oxide. Okay. If I take one element and if I combine it with hydrogen, then it will form hydrides. So combination of element with hydrogen is hydrides, and combination of element with oxygen is known as oxides. Oxides. Mendeleev found that element with similar physical and chemical properties repeat after a definite interval. So what he have observed, that after some definite interval, the physical and chemical properties are repeated. On the basis of this finding, Mendeleev started the following periodic table. Okay, so till this it is clear.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear to all of you? Saloni, Divya?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, properties of the elements are the periodic function of their atomic masses. So, this is very, very important law of periodic table. Okay. So, what he have told, that properties of elements are the periodic function of their atomic masses. Means what? As he have arranged the elements in the increasing order of atomic masses, after some interval, the properties were repeated. The vertical columns in the Mendeleev's periodic table are called groups. These are known as groups. And while the horizontal rows are called periods. So the vertical columns are known as groups and the horizontal rows are known as periods. Okay, got it? Okay, now what are the merits of Mendeleev's periodic table? Now what are the merits? Merits means advantages. Okay, or what were the important points from the Mendeleev's periodic table? Science is progressive. There is a freedom in science to revise the old inference by using more advanced means and methods of doing experiments. These characteristics of science are clearly seen in Mendeleev's periodic table. While applying the law that the properties of elements are a periodic function of their atomic mass to all the known elements, Mendeleev arranged the elements with the thought that the information available till was not final but it could change. As a result of this, Mendeleev's periodic table demonstrates the following merits. So what was the first merit? Atomic masses of some elements were revised so as to give them proper place in the periodic table in accordance with their properties. For example, the previously determined atomic mass of beryllium was 14.09, was changed to the correct value 9.4, and beryllium was placed before boron. So, regarding with the atomic masses, what he have done, he revised all the atomic masses of all the elements so that they will get the place in the periodic table according to their physical properties, chemical properties, and correct place according to their physical, chemical, and atomic masses. Okay, so what was the change? The atomic mass of beryllium was changed from 14.09 to 9.4. So it was placed on before the boron. Okay, so this was the change. So he has revised all the atomic masses of the elements which were known. Okay, next. Mendeleev kept vacant places in the periodic table for the elements not discovered till then. Next, what have he done? He kept some vacant or empty places in the periodic table. So whenever some other elements will get discovered, he can place them there. Three of these elements were given the name of Eka boron, Eka aluminium, and Eka silicon. From the known neighbors, and their atomic masses were indicated as 44, 68, and 72 respectively. Not only this, but their properties were also predicted. Later on, these elements were discovered and the name as scandium, gallium, and germanium. So scandium, gallium, and germanium were not discovered till date. So what he have done? He written as Eka boron, Eka aluminium, and Eka silicon, so that he whenever the atomic masses were or the elements were discovered, he can place them in a right place. The properties of these elements matched well with those predicted by Mendeleev. Due to this success, all were convinced about the importance of Mendeleev's periodic table, and this method of classification of elements was accepted immediately. So what were the two motives of Mendeleev? All the atomic masses or the atomic masses of the elements which were present at that time, so that he can give the correct place of for that element in the periodic table. And what was the second merit that he left vacant places for those elements which were not discovered yet. And whenever he came to know about discovery of some other elements, put them or he placed very perfectly without any disturbance to other. So these were two at merits of Mendeleev's periodic table. Third, there was no place reserved for noble gases in Mendeleev's original periodic table. However, when noble gases, okay, what is the meaning of noble? Noble means what? They are unreactive. They are also known as inert gases, okay? Helium, neon, and argon were discovered towards the end of 19th century. Mendeleev created the zero group. So for all these noble gases, the group named was zero group elements. Without disturbing the original periodic table in which the noble gases were fitted very easily. So what was the third merit for the periodic table or for the Mendeleev's periodic table? That keep without any disturbance to other elements, he placed the noble gases in the group which was named as zero group elements. Now, what are the demerits? Demerits were, first, the whole number atomic mass of the element was an ambiguity regarding their sequence in Mendeleev's periodic table. So the atomic mass for cobalt and nickel were same. So how to place them? What some discussing topic for the scientists, how to place that two elements side by side, or where to place that two elements in the Mendeleev's periodic table. Isotopes were discovered a long time after Mendeleev put forth his periodic table, as isotopes have the same chemical properties but different atomic masses. So what are isotopes? These are the elements which have same chemical properties but they have different atomic masses. So a challenge was posed in placing them in Mendeleev's periodic table. So there was no place for isotopes which were discovered. Next, when the elements are arranged in an increasing order of atomic mass, the rise in atomic mass does not appear to be uniform. It was not possible, therefore, to predict how many elements could be discovered between the two elements. So, the order of atomic masses was not in a uniform manner. So, it was a problem to predict between two elements how many elements could come. Okay, so किती जागा सोडायची किंवा किती जागा नाही सोडायची, that was again the problem with Mendeleev's periodic table. Next, position of hydrogen. Now, hydrogen shows similarity with halogens. For example, the molecular formula of hydrogen is H2, while the molecular formula of fluorine and chlorine is F2Cl2 respectively. In the same way, there is a similarity in the chemical properties of hydrogen and alkali metals, that is group 1. There is a similarity in the molecular formulae of the compounds of hydrogen alkali metals formed with chlorine and oxygen. Means what? NaCl, KCl. So it was similar to HCl also. So hydrogen was showing the properties of both alkali elements and also the halogens. So it was somewhat problematic to place the where to place the hydrogen. On considering the above properties, it cannot be decided whether the correct position of hydrogen is in the group of alkali metals or in the group of halogen. So till date there is no such information ki where to place that hydrogen, to place above halogens or to place above alkali metals, because hydrogen show both the properties of alkali metals as well as the halogens. Okay, so these were the demerits of the Mendeleev's periodic table. Got it till here? Got it till here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I will dictate you some points. Please write it down. Please give the title periodic classification of elements or the heading. If you have not understood anything, you can ask. Okay. First, write down about Dobie-Reiner's traits. Dobie-Reiner's traits. Dobie-Reiner's traits. In this, Dobie-Reiner made the group of 3 elements each. Dobie-Reiner made the group of 3 elements each. Which was known as traits, or which were known as traits. TRAIDS. Okay, this was the first point. Second point, he arranged the 3 elements. He arranged the 3 elements in an increasing order of atomic masses. In a increasing order of atomic masses. He suggested, third point, he suggested that average of atomic masses of first and third element was the atomic mass of second element. Atomic mass of second element. And last point, but since all the elements could not satisfy this Dobereiner traits. Could not satisfy these Dobereiner traits. It was discarded. It was discarded. Was discarded. Okay. Next, write down about Newland's law of octaves. Newland's law of octaves. In this, Newlands arranged the elements. Newlands arranged the elements in the increasing order of their atomic masses. Increasing order of their atomic masses. In the group of 8, in the increasing order of their atomic masses in the group of 8. He observed that the properties of first and eighth element were similar. The properties of first and eighth element were similar. Were similar. But this law, next point, but this law was applicable only till calcium. Was applicable only till calcium. Next, merits of Mendeleev's periodic table. Merits of Mendeleev's periodic table. Atomic masses of some elements were revised. Atomic masses of some elements were revised to place them properly in a periodic table. To place them properly in a periodic table. In a periodic table. Second, Mendeleev kept, second point, Mendeleev kept vacant places Mendeleev kept vacant places for the elements which were not discovered. Vacant places, vacant means empty places for the elements which were not discovered. Which were not discovered. Third point, he placed he placed the noble gases in zero group. He placed the noble gases in zero group without disturbing other elements in periodic table. Without disturbing other elements in periodic table. Next, demerits of Mendeleev's periodic table. Demerits of Mendeleev's periodic table. First point, the atomic mass of cobalt and nickel was same. The atomic mass of cobalt and nickel was same. So it was it was not possible to place them in a correct order. So it was not possible to place them in a correct order. In a correct order of atomic masses suggested by Mendeleev. Correct order of atomic masses suggested by Mendeleev. Next, second point. Isotopes were discovered after a very long time. After a very long time. After a very long time. So it was difficult to place them in a Mendeleev periodic table. So it was difficult to place them in a Mendeleev periodic table. Third point. The increasing order of atomic masses was not uniform. So it was difficult so it was difficult to predict. How many elements can be placed between between two heavy elements? How many elements can be placed between two heavy elements? And next, last point. Hydrogen was having similar properties. Hydrogen was having similar properties with alkali elements, with alkali elements, alkali elements and halogen. So the correct position of hydrogen, so the correct position of hydrogen was not decided, was not decided. Understood till here? Is anyone having any problem or
No.
any doubt?
No.
No.
Pakka?
Oh.
Yes.
Hmm.
Okay. So next is modern periodic law. The scientific world did not know anything about the interior of the atom when Mendeleev put forth the periodic table. After the discovery of electrons, scientists started exploring the relation between the electron number of an atom and the atomic number. So electron number means how many electrons are present in that element. The atomic number in Mendeleev's periodic table only indicated the serial number of the element. In 1930 AD, the English scientist Henry Moseley demonstrated with the help of the experiments done using X-ray tube, that the atomic number of an element corresponds to the positive charge on the nucleus or the number of protons in the nucleus of an element of that element. So atomic number, what it suggests, that how many number of protons are present in that element. Okay. Now the atomic number of hydrogen is 1. So we know that the number of electrons and protons in hydrogen is only 1. Helium, the atomic number is 2. So 2 protons are present in that helium. So what basically the atomic number means what? It gives how many positive charges or how many number of protons are present in that element. Now positive charge, why they have said positive charge? Because protons are positively charged species. Okay. This revealed that atomic number is a more fundamental property than of an element than its atomic mass. So till Mendeleev's periodic table, atomic mass was the fundamental or basic or main property. But after the study of Henry Moseley, he put forward that atomic mass is not a fundamental property, but atomic number is a fundamental property. So what does atomic number tells us? It tells us the number of protons present in the element, and number of protons is denoted by letter Z, or atomic number is denoted by letter Z, and atomic mass is given by letter X. Accordingly, the statement of the modern periodic law was stated as follows. Properties of elements are a periodic function of their atomic numbers. So now the law was changed. What they have told, कि atomic properties of elements were repeated according to their atomic numbers, or according to the atomic numbers, properties of the elements are there. Okay, so this is the modern periodic law. They can ask you to write the statement. So please note down that statement, that properties of elements are a periodic functions of their atomic numbers. This is a modern periodic law. Okay, now modern periodic table, long form of periodic table. The classification of elements resulting from an arrangement of elements in an increasing order of their atomic numbers is the modern periodic table. So in modern periodic table, the elements are placed according to their increasing atomic numbers and not by atomic mass. Okay. The properties of the elements can be predicted more accurately with the help of modern periodic table formed on the basis of atomic numbers. So now the properties were discovered or were seen on the basis of their atomic numbers. The modern periodic table is also called the long form of periodic table. So they can ask you what is the long form of periodic table. So long form of periodic table is nothing but a modern periodic table. Okay. In the modern periodic table, the elements are arranged in accordance with their atomic number. So according to the atomic number, that elements are arranged. As a result, most of the drawbacks of Mendeleev's periodic table appear to be removed. However, the ambiguity about the position of hydrogen is not removed even in the modern periodic table. So the question of placing the hydrogen above the alkali metals or above the halogens was not yet discovered. Okay. So it is somewhere it is placed above the alkali metals, or somewhere it is placed above the halogens. Next. We have seen in the previous standard that the electronic configuration of an atom, the way in which the electrons are distributed in the shells around the nucleus, is determined by the total number of electrons in it, and the total number of electrons in an atom is same as the atomic number. The relation between the atomic number of an element and its electronic configuration is clearly seen in the modern periodic table. So we know that the electrons are placed in the respective shells, K, L, M, N, right? And from that we can write the electronic configuration. Now, what is the structure of modern periodic table? The modern periodic table contains 7 horizontal rows called as periods, 1 to 7. So please note down that horizontal rows are periods. Horizontal rows are known as periods. Write down.
Okay.
Got it?
Okay.
Next. Similarly, 18 vertical columns in the table are called as groups. So vertical columns are called as groups. Note it down. So how many groups are there? 18 groups and 7 periods in the periodic table. So in this periodic table, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So these are the groups. Okay, 18 groups and these are periods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and are the periods. Okay. The arrangement of the periods and groups results in the formation of boxes. Atomic numbers are serially indicated in the upper part of these boxes. So at the upper part there is an atomic number. Each box corresponds to the place for one element. So in each box, one element is present in each box. Apart from these 7 rows, 2 rows are shown separately at the bottom of the periodic table. So they are known as lanthanide series and actinide series. Now why they are known as lanthanide series and actinide series? Because lanthanide series starts from lanthanum and actinide series starts from actinum. You can see here. In the periodic table, you can see this is lanthanum and this is actinum. Okay, so that's why it is known as lanthanides and actinides. Okay, there are 118 boxes in the periodic table, included 2 series. It means that there are 118 places for elements in the periodic table. So 118 boxes are there. So 118 elements are present in the modern periodic table. Very recently, the formation of a few elements was established experimentally, and thereby the modern periodic table is now completely filled. All the 118 elements are now discovered. The entire periodic table is divided into 4 blocks, that is S block, P block, D block, and F block. So in this periodic table, you can see that this is S block, first 2, then this 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 is P block. The middle one from 3 to 12 is D block, and this last 2 series is F block. Okay.
Okay.
So the S block contains groups 1 and 2. S block contains groups 1 and 2. The groups 13 to 18 constitute P block. Groups 13 to 18, P block.
P.
Middle one, 3 to 12.
D block.
D block. And while the lanthanide and actinide series at the bottom of the form the F block. The D block elements are known as transition elements. The middle block is known as, the elements in the middle block is known as transition elements. A zigzag line can be drawn in the P block of the periodic table. The 3 traditional types of elements can be clearly shown in the modern periodic table with the help of this zigzag line. The metalloid element lie along the border of the zigzag lines. So you can see here one zigzag line is there, right? So these germanium, antimony, polonium, these are the what you can say metalloids. Okay, so metalloids, they have the intermediate properties between the metals and non-metals. So this line, on the border of this line, zigzag line, you can see all metals. Okay. All the metals lie on the left hand side of the periodic table. On the left hand side of the periodic table, you can see all metals are there. Okay, these are also metals. And on the left hand side, these are all non-metals. Okay, so on left hand side, there are metals. On right hand side, there are non-metals. Okay. So everyone got till here? Till here, you have understood everything?
Yes.
Yes.
All of you? Divya, Saloni.
Yes.
Okay. So, have you written all the things? How many blocks are there? 4 blocks are there, right? S block, P block, D block, and F block. S block contains first and second group. P block contains 13 to 18. D block contains 3 to 12. And last two series, lanthanum, lanthanides and actinides are in F block, right? D block elements are known as transition elements, right? Okay. Okay, so anyone is having any kind of doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So, okay. So, Divya, can you tell me how many blocks are there?
4.
4. And which are those blocks? कौन-से blocks है?
S block, P block, D block, and F block.
P block, D block, F block, and
F block.
Saloni, D block elements are known as
Transition elements.
yes. They are known as transition elements. Correct. Okay. Okay. What is the meaning of word traits?
Papa? Yeah, back in
Group of 3.
Group of 3.
3.
Right. And what is the meaning of word octaves?
Group of 8.
Group of 8. And Mendeleev, he placed the elements according to the which fundamental property?
Atomic numbers.
Atomic number. No, atomic masses. But Henry Moseley, he arranged the elements on the basis of fundamental property, that is atomic numbers. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Modern periodic table and electronic configuration of elements. Within a period, the neighboring elements differ slightly in their properties, while distant elements differ widely in their properties. So the neighboring elements have a somewhat slight difference in their properties, but the elements which are placed widely far away from each other, they have a wide version in their properties. They have wide difference in their properties. Elements in the same group show similarity and gradation in their properties. These characteristics of groups and periods in the modern periodic table are because of the electronic configuration. So why there is a variation in properties? Due to the electronic configuration, due to the variety in the electronic configuration. It is the electronic configuration of element which decides the group and period in which it has to be placed. So what is the role of electronic configuration? Electronic configuration tells us in which group should we place the elements, in which group or in which period the element has to be placed. Groups and electronic configuration. You will find that number of valence electron in all these elements from the group 1, that is the family of alkali metals. Okay, so group 1 is a family of alkali metals. Remember this is the same. Similarly, if you look at the elements from any other group, you will find the number of their valence electrons to be the same. For example, elements of beryllium, magnesium, calcium belong to group 2, that is the family of alkaline earth metals. Okay, so group 1 is known as family of alkali metals and group 2 is known as family of alkaline earth metals. So in group 2 there are 2 electrons in the outermost shell. In group 1 there is 1 electron in the outermost shell. Got it? Okay. Similarly, there are 7 electrons in the outermost shell of the element such as fluorine, chlorine, etc. Okay. So why? Because they belong to a same group. So they have same electrons, same 7 electrons in their outermost shell. That is the family of halogens. So they are the family of 17th group is known as halogens. While going from top to bottom within any group, one electronic shell gets added at the time, from which we can say that the electronic configuration of outermost shell is characteristic of a particular group. However, as we go down the group, the number of shells goes on increasing. So if I go from top to bottom, the number of shells will increase. Okay? Number of shells will increase. Okay. So okay. So please solve this question number 1 in your book. Now trade, it will correspond to
C1.
C.
A, B, C, D, E or F?
C.
C.
C1, no? Average of first and third atomic mass, right?
Yes.
And by whom it is given?
5.
From column 3,
Dobrynin.
Dobrynin. So first will match with C and 5 Dobrynin, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Octave,
D.
D. And from column 3,
3. Newlands.
Newland.
correct. Next, atomic number,
E.
atomic number will correspond to what?
F.
E.
E. Positive charge on the nucleus. We have seen no. Key atomic number will correspond to the number of protons, right? That Z1. So number of protons means what? Positive charge on the nucleus. Why? Because protons are positively charged, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it is atomic number E and it is given by Moseley, right?
Yes.
Atomic number concept was given by Moseley, Henry Moseley. Okay, so we have done till first three. Next we will solve when we'll cover further one. Okay. So anyone is having any doubt till here?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So have you noted that vertical columns are known as groups? Horizontal rows are called as periods.
Yes.
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 Also note down that group 1 is known as alkali metals. Group 1 is known as alkali metals. Group 2 is known as alkaline earth metals. Group 2 is known as alkaline earth metals. Group 17 is known as halogens. And group of 18 is known as noble gases. Okay, so today's homework is here. You have to solve these 4 questions. Okay, you have to solve these first 4 questions. Okay, now I will revise whatever we have done today. Dobereiner traits, it is the group of 3 and it gives the atomic mass of second element, which is the average of first and third element. But since it was not following, all the elements was not following that trend, it was discarded. Okay, next was Newland's law of octaves. He arranged the elements in the group of 8 and he said that the property of 8th element and first element were same. Okay, but it was applicable only till calcium. Next, Mendeleev's periodic law. Mendeleev's periodic table, what he arranged the elements on the basis of their atomic masses. He told that atomic masses was the fundamental property for the arrangement of elements. Okay, there were some advantages and some disadvantages of that Mendeleev's periodic table. Advantages were key, all the elements, the atomic masses of some elements were revised, so they can have the correct position in the periodic table. Next, the places, there were some, he left some vacant places for the elements in which the periodic table has, in which the elements when were discovered can be placed. And what was the another advantage? And and he also placed the noble gases under the group 0 group, so he has not disturbed any other element in the periodic table. So this was the advantages. What were the disadvantages? That the mass of whole number atomic mass of cobalt and nickel were same, so it was the problem how to place them. Next, there was no fixed position for hydrogen. There were no fixed position for isotopes. Why? Because they have discovered later on, right? Next, then in the picture, Henry Moseley comes. What he has suggested, that atomic number is a fundamental property of all the elements. So he arranged the elements in order of their increasing atomic numbers. But still, the position of hydrogen was not fixed. Periodic table has 18 groups and 7 periods. Okay. Periodic table has 4 blocks: P block, F block, D block, and P block, S block, P block, D block, and F block. S block, first 2 groups are in S block. Then last part, right hand side part is of P block. Middle part is of D block, and last 2 lanthanide and actinide series are of F block. Why they are known as lanthanide and actinide series? Because first element for lanthanide series is lanthana and second is actin. That's why. Okay. And for first group 1 is known as alkali metals. Group 2 is known as alkaline earth metals. D block elements are known as transition elements. Okay. 17th group is known as halogen and 18th group is known as noble. On the border of zigzag line, all metalloids are present. Metalloids means what? They have the properties of both metals and non-metals. Okay. On the left hand side of periodic table, all metals are present, and on right hand side of periodic table, all non-metals are present.